Rev up your engines!
Well, Audi is now shutting a plant down in Brussels, and guess what kind of a factory? They're going to shut it down February 28th, 2025. And guess what they make? Electric Audis that no one is buying. The Q8 e-tron and the Q8 e-tron Sportback are being wiped out. They're shutting a factory down in Brussels, Belgium, where they make the stupid things. So I read an article the other day. A guy said, why are they even making Audis? They don't serve a purpose for anybody. There's no reason to buy an Audi. There are fancier cars. There are cheaper cars. Cars that get better gas mileage. The guy said, like, Audi, they're a thing of the past. Why are people even buying them? Well, not only are they not buying regular ones, they're really not buying these electric ones. They're going to stop making them. And here's what the head of Audi says. Quote, the decision to close the Brussels factory is painful. Personally, it was the toughest decision I've ever had to make in my professional career. Well. Crocodile tears there, right? Not only do people not want electric cars, they certainly don't want super expensive ones. And everybody knows Audis are endless money pits, so they're starting to get at problems as they break down. Now, they only started the Q8 e-tron in 2018, so they've only been making them for 6 years. Now they're not going to make them anymore. And they've only been making the Q8s in Brussels since December 2022. So basically, they're going to have like a little over a 2 year and 2 months, and that's it. Goodbye, factory in Brussels, and goodbye, the electric Audi that no one really wants. I can't help but laugh. Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares resigned, right? And now they're trying to find a new head. And here's what they say they want to do. Of course, they never want to solve the actual problem. They want to do it by having better relationships, right? Stellantis seeks to rebuild relationships with dealers and partners. They want a more unified stance on European carbon targets. Now, realize Stellantis is the fourth largest car maker in the world. They make a lot of cars, right? Not very good ones as far as I'm concerned, but. And of course, now they're having meetings in Italy. A lot of their stuff's in Italy. Listen to this. The company is pledging to expand output and protect jobs in return for manufacturing conditions and government support for the industry. In other words, they want government backing yet again. They want to make relationships between them and their dealers and things better, blah, blah, blah. How about making cars that don't cost too much, that don't fall apart? You make crappy cars, Stellantis, and they cost too much money. And that's why people aren't buying the stupid things, and that's why they're in trouble. During coronavirus, when it ended, it was easy because people wanted cars. They hadn't been able to get cars. The prices of both used and new cars were sky high. Now it's coming down to reality. Real competition's coming out, world competition. And if you make an overpriced pile of junk, guess what? Too bad. You're going to have problems. And having better relationships between the manufacturers, Stellantis, and their various dealerships around the world, that ain't going to solve problems. They're still selling expensive crap. And it doesn't matter how many times they rename it, it isn't fixing the bottom line problem, which is they don't make very good vehicles and they charge too much money for them. And all the talking in the world isn't going to fix that stuff. And of course, being in Italy there, they want more government subsidies. That's what it comes down to. Please give us more money. We'll do a better job, but give us more money. Yeah, well, all I got to say is that's not a fat chance of fixing a company because they don't make good products and they charge too much for them. And unless they do something about making better quality and lowering their price, they're going to be in a pickle for a long time to come. Well, it looks like old Elon is getting what he wants supporting Trump because now the Trump team wants to scrap a car crash reporting rule that Tesla opposes. When Tesla's crash, they report the information in, right? The Trump transition team is now recommending repealing the requirement that companies report automated vehicle crash data. Hey, they should. I mean, come on now. It should be public information. They're driving on public roads, so when they do get in a wreck, it should be a matter of public information so people can see what's happening. Now, Elon Musk opposed it because he says, this unfairly targets my company, Tesla. As it stands now, Tesla reported more than 1,500 crashes to federal safety regulators, and they don't want that to be reported anymore. Sweep it under the rug. They're saying that this is excessive data collection. It doesn't need to be done. Yeah, because it makes Tesla look bad, right? And why don't they like it? Because listen to this. The NHTSA crash data showed that Tesla accounted for 40 out of the 45 fatal reports of crashes reported to NHTSA through October 15th. So 40 out of the 45 fatal ones that they got information on were Teslas. People that were killed. And of course, NHTSA said that this data is crucial to evaluating the safety of emerging automated driving technologies, right? Of course, they want to do that. They want to try to do self-driving. They need the information. But of course, it makes Tesla look bad. And it also leads to safety recalls. The companies that build cars, Tesla included, don't like to have to recall anything because it loses them money. They say it presents the data in a way that misleads consumers about their safety. Well, hey, 40 of the 45 fatalities were Tesla cars that were reported in. Hey, it's giving information that makes them look bad. End of story. So it looks like they're trying to change the law to sweep under what's actually going on at Tesla. Not a big surprise there. Well, the old Cybertruck, they're so hard up now trying to sell those things that they are now buffing their Foundation Series label off of Cybertrucks and selling them as regular trucks. Originally, they said, oh, we have these fancy Foundation Series. They're $20,000 more, and they have all these added blah, 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 blah. Well, guess what? Now they're buffing the Foundation Series off and sell them as regular trucks because nobody's paying the extra money to buy them. Tesla's lowered their leasing price. They discounted Cybertrucks, put in their referral program, selling them for less because they can't sell them. So now they're taking the fancy ones and they're buffing the fancy name off and sell them as regular trucks at the lower price. Even their stupid name, it's the special Foundation one. That means nothing now. Now in October, Tesla shifted to only regular Cybertruck production. They weren't making the fancy Foundation ones, but they're still stuck with a whole bunch of the Foundation Series Cybertrucks they didn't sell, so they're taking a sign, so buffing them and selling them as regular ones. Tesla is sending these Foundation Cybertrucks to service and collision centers to have everything removed to sell them as regular Cybertrucks. The wheels are starting to fall off the bandwagon of the Cybertruck. They're polishing the fancy stuff off, selling them cheaper. Hey, let's face it, they are the dumbest looking vehicles on earth. I saw one the other day when I was at Whole Foods in Nashville getting Christmas stuff. It was dirty. Because, there was some salt that had been on the road that was covering it. A plain stupid idea actually built and tried to sell to people, and now it's not panning out too well. Well, watch out, because people are still stealing catalytic converters. Two men got caught stealing catalytic converters in Houston, old hometown. Luckily, they got caught, and they're in jail now. Just the other day, friend down the street's got a car lot. Somebody snuck in and stole the catalytic converters out of every single one. Now, yes, the price of the precious materials, platinum and stuff that's in them is going down, but it's still money. In both cases, people were using those electric saws that have battery packs. Of course, they can't plug them in. Pardon me, could I use your socket while I steal your car's catalytic converter? Of course. And the saws with diamond blades, they cut pretty fast, so pretty easy to steal them if you want to go and do something like that. But you're not going to get that much for them anymore. They used to get pretty high dollar. Now they're lucky if they get $20 for one of those things. And imagine, they're cutting your catalytic converter off. They're getting $20. And sometimes it costs you, if you got a Prius or something, over $1,000 to get a catalytic converter replaced. So it's not exactly cost effective. You feel like saying to the thieves, here's $20, please go away. But watch out, they're still doing it. So park your car in a garage, lock it, or put it in some open space where there's lights and cameras so people can see what's happening. And have your alarm turned on your car, because generally if they jack your car up to get under it, the alarm's going to go off. That's why they love stealing them from trucks, because the trucks are already up in the air. They don't have to jack them up. They can slide under and steal them. So if you have a car low to the ground, you're going to be pretty safe, because as long as your alarm's up, they're going to have to jack that thing up to get under, in which case the alarm would go off, and then you could come out and chase them away. Well, if you don't listen to me warning you about not flushing an automatic transmission, listen to what happened to one of you viewers. Beverly Wirtz sends me an email about a corrupt Jeep dealership called Shiver Jeep Dealership. I had a Jeep I bought decades ago. It ran perfectly. It had 100,000 miles, and I took it to Shiver Jeep Dealership, where they said, your transmission needs flushing and it will run much better. After I got my Jeep back from the transmission flush, I drove to downtown LA for a concert in a church, and driving home, my Jeep stopped on the freeway dead. Fortunately, I didn't get rear-ended. I got a tow. I told, now I need a new transmission. I towed it to Shiver, who flushed the transmission because they were close. So they told me I need a new transmission, and I bought a new Jeep instead. And now I'm having a problem with the Jeep, shaking. I took it back twice, and they said, oh, there's nothing wrong with my Jeep. Don't make the same mistake twice. First, taking it in and getting it flushed. You got a Jeep with 100,000 miles. Obviously, it had never been touched. And they said, oh, it'll run better. We'll flush the transmission. It stops running the next day. And they said, oh yeah, you need a transmission now. These are the same people who told her it would run better when it flushed. Obviously, they're crooked about it. But then they sold her Jeep, and it's got problems, and they won't fix it because they say, oh no, there's nothing wrong with it. Do not flush transmissions when they're high mileage. There's lots of tiny little holes in transmissions, and the flush pressure can jam stuff into those holes, and then it will stop working entirely, as in their case. Do not buy a modern Jeep. They're junk. Chrysler, Stellantis, they're having a heck of a time selling a Jeep. I just had dinner the other day in Clarksville on the Cumberland River, and across the street's a Jeep dealer. They have Jeeps parked all over the hills past where all their pavement is because they got them and nobody wants to buy them. So, if you want to learn just two things, don't flush your automatic transmission. It's not a good idea. And two, do not buy a Jeep product if you value your money. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.